don't do that. However, after you watch one of my videos, alcohol is a definite requirement. But hey, let me know, is the stream actually up? Is it working? Uh, they may have actually put in a new tower. I don't know. But suddenly I can watch videos on YouTube without a whole fucking ton of buffering. So what's going on in your world? Is the chat working? I don't know. I can't get to it. As you may have noticed, we have a new web store, Hobeg Industries. You have no idea how close Hobeg Industries is to being a real thing. I decided I was going to take it over after it was founded by Sally Hobeg with the umlaut. I am not happy being on camera anymore. I'm getting old, ugly, and fucked up. However, everybody wants to live stream, but nobody's in the chat. So what the fuck? Hmm. All right, so JW's in. That's cool. But how bad is it? Hmm. Hey, JW, you can post links. You're wrench. So go down and get the link to the Hobag Industry store. Let's throw that up. It should be in the description. Hobag. Mm. No beer tonight because it would be warm. Yeah, choppy and pixely. I don't know. So JW, is it worth running a live stream when it's this bad? I don't know. The ambulance is an aluminum body, but I've been getting decent signal in here lately. You would think the ambulance would act like an antenna, but it doesn't. So, anyways, new store because ambulance is done for. So, what comes next? Well, I don't know. Are we going to rebuild a fucking 1987 transmission? Why not? Much sense as anything else in life. But basically, I was spending so much money just going to work to pay my really tiny bills that it didn't make any sense anymore. Not to mention what I spend in saw blades and drill bits and Phillips bits and electrical tape and you name it. And the cat just tried to jump from the window and missed. Yeah, all right, babe. Come on, Tweety. Me and my animal menagerie here. Uh, so how choppy is it? Is it worth continuing to run a live stream? And there we go. We have a shop at 3 minutes in. We tried to test last night. And it seemed, no, I don't think it's what it to be. Oh, okay. That was we were getting invaded by ducks. Hey, Rebels, to explain. How have you been? Oh, I've had all kinds of fun. So right now, I have to walk like 5 miles round trip to just get basic supplies, and it's not so much that that's a problem. The problem is I can't carry enough to get more than one day's worth of supplies. Yes, Silver, that fossil got mailed today, so it should be on the way, and there's more coming. So yeah, I'll give you a preview. This is preview of the next video coming up. It is not going to focus. Look at that beauty. It's a lot more than Jim. Looks like SC Life. Well, it kind of is. However, I never really found these in South Carolina, even though it's nearly the same age rock. Don't know. I found one or two. Yeah, sorry about the alerts. I should have turned those off. We'll learn. Anyways, so it's not so much the walk is the problem. It's the fact I have to do it every single day. Uh, I can't carry enough water to, keep the animals fueled up. Silver says, I love fossils. Keep finding them. I will find more. Um, Yeah, but it's weird. There are some that are missing. I have not found any shark's teeth. I have found some very tiny, tiny, tiny coiled nautiloids. The nautilus shell. Uh, then maybe I'll shoot a video on those. I haven't found any larger ones. Have not found any decent gastropods. Basically, it's been clamshells and Phylum Encordemata. I just found today, not video, but just a tiny baby sand dollar in limestone. Very cool little piece. Uh, I like the fact that I can take that walk and turn it into videos of exploring. That's very cool. Hey, Happy Pecker Farms is in. How many beers does it take to the store? Um, I don't want to be walking into town with a beer. However, once I'm back out on the trail, uh, yeah, there's nobody out there, so nobody gives a fuck. All right, so let me see. Happy Pecker Farm. Oh, hey, I think I might have accidentally done something I didn't want to do there. No, I didn't. I was trying to wrench Happy Pecker Farm. Linky for the store. Here, JW is the only one that's going to be able to post that. And I can't wrench you from here. Why not detect on the way to town? Well, I could. All I would find is, pieces of cars and, the occasional zinc printing. If I had found old red brick or old ceramics in the road, maybe. But the earliest map I could find that has this road on it is from 1955. Before that, nothing. This was open wilderness. Now, the town itself, which I can't figure out, is in theory founded in 1839. This isn't the town site. The town called Bronson was founded in 1839, about 10 miles from here, but they call this Bronson. Hmm. So there's really nothing old in town. There's nothing old back in these woods. No reason to get that. That's about to change. 55 means silver is abundant. Well, if there was anybody out here, and I would like to do more than just find a 64 Rosie. Yeah, there's metal detecting the roads going back and forth to the store. That would be fun, an all-day adventure. However, part one of the plan is about to be complete. The items I sold in the store so far were for the purpose of purchasing a bicycle. Well, I can still walk the distance. If I can have a bicycle, I can not only do that quicker, I can go other places. And there's a few other places that are too far to walk that videos. So the farther out I can get, the more cool videos I can get. I'll do some metal detecting. That's part one of the plan. Part two is to get a trailer, and then part three, let's put a motor on that bike. Me and Happy Pecker Farms, we were looking at conversion kits for a regular bicycle, any bicycle, that you can slap this motor on it, and this motor gets, we figured it out, 93 miles per gallon at 30 miles an hour. And you guys know how batshit crazy I am. How far could I get at 30 miles an hour? Well, so we figured it out. It would cost, I think, $52 to get from here to Albuquerque and take 60 hours. Why not? It would be fucking hilarious. But anyways, even that's just crazy, but that would be fun. I would always dreamed of that. In the short term, in reality, a bike with a motor, the beach is only 35 miles away. And if I can do 30 miles an hour on a bicycle that gets 93 miles to the gallon, I can go to the beach and back for $1.50. And we can go metal detecting in Florida on the beach. So yeah, the more I get in the store, the more I can sell, uh, the easier this is going to be. So what's going on in your world? It's been a little crazy here. Here, Jim, you can build a bicycle. I'm going to build the trailer. Depending on how things go. I have some really big motors, DC motors, that might be fun. So on the one end, you've got the gas motor. On the other end, you've got, and maybe we'll make a two-wheel drive bicycle. We'll put the big electric motor. More videos coming. I have things in my head that I haven't quite resolved yet. Well, definitely more fossils, more exploring. I love the exploring even more than the metal detecting. Just going down these dirt roads just to see what the fuck's out there. This is something I used to do. Way back in the day. Just get in a car drive. Gas at the time was like 80 cents a gallon, so it didn't fucking matter. And we just go drive. Hey, where does that road go? What's down that road? Of course, these days, Google has taken all the fun out of that. Well, you can just street view it. What fun is that? So I don't know how is the stream running, or is it actually holding together? Is it still pixelated and choppy? I don't know. I can't watch it. No one's answering. Let's talk about the big issue before I get 1,000 fucking questions. What happened to red? Well, the same thing that always happens to red. Really has nothing to do with how we feel about each other, whether we love each other or not. We can't get along. We've never been able to get along. Not necessarily angry at her, or no, I still love her, still care about her, but we cannot get along. In the 4 years that we were married, honest to God, I bet you we spent two of those years apart, kind of farming. And it comes down to zoning. More than just putting in a well, I have to be zoned to have all the shit put in. Right now, I'm not, which is cool. I like my zoning, which is part of the problem. I do have water collection up. I have the big 55-gallon or 40-gallon drum, 50-gallon drum. It's got tarps and everything feeding it. It hasn't rained. If I could get water, I would start farming. To get water, I have to do zoning changes. Zoning changes means I might have problems just camped out here in the ambulance. Right now, the land is vacant. So there's no restrictions on what I can do here as long as I don't build anything. Does that make sense? I can camp here forever. If I change my zoning, I might cause problems for myself. Yeah, maybe I should have thought about all that before arming Red. Actually, that was an attempt. When I bought her the gun, well, actually, let me back up. I bought the original one to fend off the chickens from predators. That is a legitimate, like, small game hunting rifle. And thing turns out we had a hell of a lot of fun just fucking around with it. And she really enjoyed it. And so for Christmas, I bought her something that she really fucking enjoyed. So, yes, arming Red, probably not a good idea, but it was, supposed to be one of those things that, we could do together and have fun. Even shit like that doesn't happen. How do you change zoning? You actually just fill out a form, and it goes before council, and because they don't want, couldn't, for example, build a nuclear power plant here. I couldn't build a high density apartment building. What they want in this area is rural residential, which is maybe a double wide and a big garden. That's what they want this area to be. They don't mind chickens; they're cool with that. You can probably put a Sandpoint, the Sandpoint wells. That may be on the agenda. However, there are these low flying airplanes all the fucking time. I'm almost certain some of them are checking for zoning violations. Yeah, the big jug pumps. Yeah, I know. The pump is like $70. Uh, the water table here should be about 10, 15 feet, which hand pump can do just fine. It's a matter of getting it, just working, spending all the money on this truck just to go to work. I couldn't buy things like that. So now, once I get up to a certain point, I can start actually putting money into getting a well. In fact, I might do a pond. Let's see how that goes. Well, like I said, I think there are these airplanes that fly over and take pictures to check for buildings that shouldn't be there. Like if I would, zoning would be here because they're watching us from the sky. And this area, like I said, they don't want 1.25 acres. This is what I've got. It's pretty much the smallest they will allow. They don't want property smaller than 1.25. Not out here. Times in a row here. Change my zoning. I would be able to build things, but I'd be able to camp here because it's residential. Now you have to follow residential building codes rather than sleeping in the truck. Yeah, the whole thing. Got to do some research on that. We're working on it. Meanwhile, the Wednesday I will have the bicycle, which gets me a whole lot more range with single houses on them. Okay, cool. I got to tell you, there's a lot of people doing exactly what I'm doing here. As I'm walking, you can see way back in the distance, there's a tent. Some of them are squatters, and some of them are like me. They own the land and just don't want to change their zoning because they can camp out there forever, or at least until everything around me gets developed. And that's coming quickly. Property across the way just sold. Now, across the street from me, that property, like I said, just sold for a higher cash price than I paid for this one. Damn. It is a slightly better property. My property has a very slight grade, a little saddleback in the middle. Kind of gives it a little rolling feel. I like that. With the property across the street, it's basically this nice steady grade going up. Massive running chicken coops showed up a structure very quickly on Google Earth. Yeah. Hey, MYK. How's Canada, man? Canada outlawed everything down to slingshots. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Canada these days. Holy shit. Even my little pea shooter is outlawed. So, like I said, I can guarantee you can go to Google Earth right now and you'll see the ambulance parked here. So there's no hiding what you're trying to build. I might be able to hide a shallow hand pump well. Throw up a tent, right? Put up a tent around it, so it looks like just another tent that I'm camping in, and no one will know. Trust me, I thought of that too. But if you watch the last video, you can see what these guys have done. People come in with high expectations, high hopes. Oh yeah, we're going to build our dream home back here, our resident, retirement home. Well, they clear all the land and they leave the big trees. That's cool. And then they realize how expensive everything is. You would think building your own home would be cheaper than buying one. No, no. The materials are so ridiculous these days. Uh, to build a $250,000 house, you would have to spend around 180,000 in materials. That was the point. At that point, all the stress of dealing with the contractors and all of the building permits and inspections, at that point, no, it's not even worth it anymore. So, what will I eventually do with the land? I don't know. Definitely going to hold it. It is a hell of an investment. 1.25 acres of Florida. It's never going to lose value. No matter what I paid for it, it will still go up in value. Alcohol in Canada is going up 6.3% on April 1st. That's a joke. Yeah, I would not. I'm not a fan of Canada anymore. I feel sorry for them. They need to get their guns back. But other than that, I don't fucking know. I know there are several parks nearby, but the closest one I think is 5 miles from here, which would make it a 10-mile round trip walk. I'm not doing that. It opens up. The bicycle opens up, metal detecting, more videos, more fun. It also gets me thrift stores. There will be about 4 or 5 thrift stores I can actually get to now, which is gold and silver plus weird shit. I love weird shit. But ultimately, I'm finding out selling shit on the web store, as fun as it is never going to be a big enough income. So I'm looking for ideas to help out with that. Oh yeah, the new MindLab Xterra. Yeah, I'm sorry guys, never been a fan. And basically, what it looks like is they're taking the same crap and putting it in a new box, giving it a new name, and selling it as new. From what I've heard so far, yeah, Happy Packer has the Manicore and the 900. Redneck Thousand Air would be fun. That was a long time ago, Ben. Holy shit! I liked Redneck Thousand Air. Oh, do I have? Hmm. I got to tell you guys a funny story. Is it here? Yes, it is. Okay. So, somebody sent me a box of that other. They emptied out their junk drawer into a box and mailed it to me. It had some really nice silver coins, had some odd little things in it, and had stamps. Right? You know, stamps. These are very old, from late '60s, early '70s. Collectible. Well, nobody collects stamps anymore. These are not collectible. So I took them into the post office. I asked, well, this is it's called an H rate stamp. What I wanted to do with these, I thought would be fucking hilarious with these vintage collectible stamps. I was going to put them on postcards and mail them out to people. Oh, they're still legal as stamps. They're worth 1 cent each. I have a whole book full of stamps worth 1 cent each. The whole book is worth about 60 cents. No, it's 24 cents. Yeah, the whole book is worth 24 cents. That's not enough to mail one letter. 1 cent stamps. What do you think this is? A fucking 1800s? Uh, Evan is, oh, I got Series A stamp booklets. Uh, can't read anymore. Holy shit. Jim, I want to ask, why are you not of Canada now? I'm not a fan of Canada because of the gun thing. You guys let all that shit happen. Like, why? Somebody needs to figure that shit out. I know you don't have a Second Amendment like we do, but when they start taking away your slingshots, look out, bud, because they got a train car they're going to start loading you into. You're going to the re-education camp. That's how it starts. The whole idea is to get rid of your guns so that they can take over. Oh. But hey, I'm not allowed to go to Canada anyway, so it's cool. Yeah, Canada. Anyway, so I was trying to buy this bicycle, and I got to tell you about the cumulative effects of my fuck ups over life, over the course of my life. My accounts are so bad and have been cross referenced and blown up and just fucked up so many times. I can't get an eBay. I have a PayPal, sort of. Doesn't really do much. I can transfer money in and out of it, but I can't use it to buy or sell. I can't get an Etsy. Etsy, they banned me. So I originally wanted to try to try to buy this bicycle from Walmart.com. Transaction goes through. Everything looks good. 20 minutes later, get an email says transaction canceled due to suspicious activity. How? There was a bill. I paid the bill. Money transferred. It was verified. And then the whole thing disappeared. Now the money is in limbo, being returned eventually. So my daughter is actually going to buy the thing for me and then drive it down here to me on Wednesday, and I'll pay her cash for it. The other money's still in limbo, but I'll pay her cash for bringing it down. That's cool. Because, hey, real honest truth, I don't want her connected to my accounts. I don't want to send her money digitally so that her account gets matched up with mine. Why not? Oh, well, Red did this. When she blew up her main eBay account, huge bill. eBay shut down every account connected to her, anyone she had sent money to, anyone she had used their address for a return. So we were traveling, right? So sometimes we would use someone's address, a particular person, as the shipping address for returns. Their eBay account got shut down because Red blew up her account. Oh yeah. Even though uh, that person had nothing to do with life, it was just an address that she borrowed. Uh, yeah, real honest truth. We were just talking about the guns, and like I'm kind of done with Canada. Like, what the hell? Can you guys like buy slingshots even? I don't know. I was waiting for the chat to come back. I don't see anything. Anyways, um, we're trying to get back to a live stream. I do actually have a new video that we'll upload tomorrow or Wednesday. I haven't figured it out yet because I actually found some really nice fossils. MYK says in Canada you can buy crossbows. So basically, it's going to be like Dukes of Hazard. You know, the boys couldn't buy guns, so they bought dynamite because that's how felonies work. Well, I'm gonna have to shoot a whole video on Dukes of Hazard someday. Uh, anyways, so it's been tough because all of my friends at work suddenly stopped talking to me once I got fired or I quit, whichever, when the truck broke down. Basically, rebuilding a transmission. It can be done. I don't know how. I can probably figure it out. Yeah. One of the main problems with me rebuilding the transmission is how to get it out. It weighs 140 pounds. How do I get the transmission out without killing myself? Because here's the thing, I don't have an address. Happy Pecker Farms knows I'm here and has a set of GPS coordinates, but it could be without that. If that transmission, I got pinned underneath that transmission, it would be 1 to 3 months before anybody came looking for me. No one knows where I am. Uh, yeah, see, you can't talk about what you do or don't own. Yeah, because I love all these prepper channels. They show their big arsenals. Well, great. When shit hits the fan, where do you think the government's going first? So they can reload. I forgot where I was. I was talking about some dumb shit. So more videos. And one of the things I'm curious about, what is something you normally buy online that you would be willing to buy for me? Buy from me instead. If I could get the right price, get you the right shipping, products that you buy online normally that I could source myself and take over, Amazon, the business you give Amazon. Because I can't. I mean, okay. There's a lot of crap I have around here that isn't necessarily good for an online store. I have hundreds of them. These aren't even worth the price to ship. Just go to fucking Russian websites and just download the fucking movie. Anyone who doesn't know how to do that, well, okay, but is anybody going to buy DVDs of old movies online? I don't know. But the crowd who watches my videos probably are not buying DVDs online. I used all my old DVD for Skeet. Well, I originally planned that. The pellet rounds don't do anything impressive to a DVD. They just blow a hole in it. It doesn't shatter or anything else. It just dink. There's a hole. It's kind of boring, actually. There's a lot more fun things you can shoot with the pellet rifles. So, my cool plans for the summer: more videos. Uh, like I said, part one of the plan: the bicycle is on its way. Part two: I'm going to build the trailer. Not too tough to do. Part three: we're going to put a motor on that bitch. Now, 12 gauge versus DVD. Now that's entertainment. Uh, I'd watch that video. Mm. Of course, if you do watch that video, you're going to get flagged. I did put up a donation link for beer. So it's basically an item that you're not going to get. you just like $75. Or you buy two of them and you get $10. Because there are people who would like to help, who just not necessarily, they don't necessarily want any of my crap. Uh, with the bicycle, I get a wider range of videos I can shoot, thrift stores I can get to. I will be able to transport materials back to the farm much faster. Is there a lake next to you for a boat? Yeah, it's is there a lake next to me? It's called the Gulf of Mexico. I'm 35 miles from the Gulf of Mexico. So a bicycle with a motor, that gets me the beach. And there's a lot of videos we can do there. Bike contests. These are called bike contests. Well, hey, how do I win one? If you're into bike contests. So we'll see. I mean, and I do have like this wild, fantasy of taking like a little 80cc motor, cramming it on a bicycle, and I don't know, going to Vegas. It would be fun. The chickens can either go home back to the Happy Pecker farm, easily sold. I wouldn't have to worry about chickens at all. What the hell do I do with Luke, Sarah, and Aggie the cat? All right, so that's 110 pounds of dog, plus the cat, plus their supplies. There's no way I could haul all that in the bicycle. So I don't know. Uh, oh yeah, they're still talking guns in the chat. Hmm. I don't really have anything planned. I figured this thing would crash long before now. Well, it has a few times. So next step is to begin to establish the business. I need an actual address. I know how to do that. Building up the money business in a legal way will cost $320. That when I was working, driving this, there wasn't an extra $320 because it wasn't just fuel. All right, I was spending $600 a month in fuel just to go to work, not anything else, just to go to work. Then there was $20 a week, so $80 a month in oil because it leaked like a motherfucker. Uh, then I would have to put 3 to 5 gallons of water in it per day because it leaked, which is actually probably what caused the transmission to fuck up. The constant overheating of the radiator, transmission cooler lines. So I'm gonna have to pull the transmission completely apart. I guess it's something called the forward clutch is probably burnt in it, and it's a single bell housing. The whole thing has to come out. Yay! It's it's not an impossible job. How the fuck do I even get the transmission out? 140 pounds by myself. And let's picture this now. So I go through all this. Let's say I actually managed to do it. Fix the transmission. Then what? Well, I got a carburetor issue. I've got a throttle cable issue, radiator issue, oil leak, plugs and wires, brake issue, suspension issue. Did I miss anything? Oh yeah, I still got a crack in the windshield. Getting this truck back on the road would be a nightmare. Yeah, how do you get the truck high enough off the ground to do the transmission? Yeah, it's called a jack. Being a dick. Uh, yeah, it's an old C6 transmission. Basically, what you do is you jack it up, you put blocks under it, you jack it up some more, put more blocks till you get it high enough that you can drop the transmission on a jack and roll it out. But I'm sitting on sand. There's no asphalt anywhere around here. Hmm. I could dig a hole under it, except it is all sand, which means when it rains, it's all going to cave in. And when it caves in, the sand that's holding up the tires will fill in the hole, and the entire truck will drop down on the ground. Yeah, this is a C6 transmission, old Ford C6. It's like I said, all the manuals there are there. The parts are still more or less available, uh, but in order to do it, I would have to jack the truck up on blocks, build a system, a trolley system, where I could drop the transmission and roll it out on a cart, and then have a tent set up in front of the ambulance where I could actually do surgery because it's a lot of small pieces. And if you drop one of them in the sand, it's gone. So I would need a special work area just for transmission rebuilding the whole front end. But after I do all of that work, you know what I got? I got a truck that averages 6 miles a gallon. Happy Pecker Farm says pinpointer. When I first moved in, that might work. But now, with all the pellet gun shooting we've done, this entire back half of the property is just sprayed with pellets because they bounce off the shit and come flying back. My device is overheating. Wow. It's not even hot in here. What the fuck? It says my phone is overheating. Well, I'll tell you what. I need the phone a little too badly at this point. I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to get out of here before I blow my phone up. I wanted to do a new test. Leave me comments below. What things do you normally buy online that you would be interested in seeing me try to procure and sell myself through the store? What sales can I take away from what you spend at Amazon? There are things I would like to sell that no one else in the world gives a shit about. You know, things that I would